Welcome to the Gilded Globe, where we pull back the curtain on the most talked about stories. Today, we're delving deep into the ongoing federal trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a case that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. At the heart of the prosecution's case are allegations of disturbing, drug-fueled sex parties, chillingly termed FreakOffs. So, what exactly is a freak-off, according to the prosecutors in this trial? During opening statements, they warned jurors to prepare for evidence of what they described as days-long orgies, allegedly orchestrated by Combs and fueled by drugs. The September 2024 indictment against Combs, who has pleaded not guilty to all federal charges, paints an even more graphic picture. It describes these freak-offs as extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers, which Combs allegedly directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. These events were reportedly regular, sometimes lasting multiple days and often involving numerous commercial sex workers. Prosecutors allege that Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to make victims engage in these freak-offs, often while they were under the influence of drugs distributed by Combs himself, in part to keep them obedient and compliant. The defense, however, has described the alleged victims' involvement as consensual. After these intense sessions, the indictment claims that Combs and the victims would typically receive IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. The planning for these alleged parties was reportedly extensive, involving Combs's team booking hotel rooms, cleaning up afterwards, arranging travel for participants, and providing Combs with large sums of cash to pay sex workers. Ahead of the parties, hotel rooms were allegedly stocked with freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and specific lighting. Astonishingly, the indictment notes that during searches of Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles in March 2024, law enforcement seized narcotics and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. One of the most prominent voices in this trial is Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. During her testimony, she detailed her alleged involvement in organizing some of these freak-offs, including hiring escorts. She spoke of her subsequent guilt, testifying, "I didn't want him to be upset or not trust me," and described Combs as a scary person. He would be violent. Cassie expressed profound shame, saying, "I felt pretty horrible about myself. I felt disgusting. I felt humiliated. I didn't have the words to show how horrible I felt. I couldn't talk to anyone about it." She also testified that she participated in hundreds of these freak-offs, and alleged that Combs filmed their sexual performances to blackmail her, threatening to release them and put her career in jeopardy. The physical toll was also severe. Ventura testified that the frequent freak-offs left her with urinary tract infections, mouth sores, and stomach issues, sometimes having to participate even while infected. To cope, she said she would use marijuana, ketamine, mushrooms, whatever was the drug of choice at that point, and even recounted instances where she would vomit, only for Combs to encourage her to continue. She also stated that there were no drugs mixed into the baby oil Combs liked to use during these events. Cassie Ventura also touched upon Combs' own drug use, alleging he once overdosed on painkillers and that his mood swings were connected to pills and withdrawal. In November 2023, Ventura filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging sexual assault and physical abuse over their decade-long relationship, which she testified was settled for $20 million. Perhaps one of the most shocking claims from her testimony was an alleged rape by Combs in 2018, after they had broken up and she was already with her future husband, Alex Fine. She described the alleged assault, saying, "His eyes were black, he wasn't himself. It was like somebody taking something from you." Combs' attorneys maintain he did not engage in non-consensual sex. The allegations of physical violence are numerous. a former personal assistant, testifying under the pseudonym Mia, said she witnessed Combs attack Cassie on multiple occasions, including an instance where she saw him crack her head open and chase her. Mia recounted a terrifying moment in Turks and Caicos, where she and Ventura barricaded themselves in a hotel room, with Ventura allegedly saying, "Puff is going to kill me." This same former assistant, Mia, also accused Combs of sexually assaulting her multiple times while she worked for him, including at his 40th birthday party, and another instance where she said she was forced to perform oral sex. The saga involving rapper KidCudi, whose real name is Scott Mescudi, adds another dark chapter. Cassie Ventura briefly dated Mescudi in 2011. Capricorn Clark, a former assistant to Combs, testified that she helped Ventura get a burner phone to communicate with Mescudi, out of fear for their safety. Clark accused Combs of threatening to kill both Ventura and Mescudi after learning of their relationship. She alleged that on December 22, 2011, Combs, armed with a gun, came to her home and forced her to accompany him to go kill Mescudi. Clark also testified that Combs beat Ventura after learning about the romance with Cudi. KidCudi himself recalled Combs and his associates allegedly breaking into his home in December 2011. Then, in January or February 2012, Mescudi's car was set on fire by a Molotov cocktail, an act he blamed on Combs. Ventura's 2023 lawsuit had also alleged Combs threatened to blow up Mescudi's car. Mescudi described a subsequent meeting with Combs in a Los Angeles hotel, where Combs allegedly stared out the window like a Marvel supervillain before discussing the relationship with Cassie. Cassie later testified she broke up with KidCudi because Combs threatened them both, saying Scott's car would be blown up and that there was too much danger. Other testimonies have added to the grim picture. Celebrity stylist Deontay Nash spoke of setting Cassie up with actor Michael B. Jordan in 2015 after one of her splits from Combs. Capricorn Clark also recounted being forced by Combs to take a lie detector test after jewelry went missing, during which a man threatened to throw her into the East River if she failed. She was later fired in 2012, she said, for not telling Combs about Ventura and KidCudi. Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura, testified that in 2011 she and her husband paid Combs $20,000 after he threatened to release explicit videos of Cassie because she was dating KidCudi. Another former assistant, David James, described Combs' travel bag regularly containing 25 to 30 pill bottles, including some with former President Barack Obama's face on them, at least $10,000 in cash, Viagra, pills to increase sperm count, and allegedly Percocet and ecstasy. At the time of Combs' arrest in September, photos taken by Homeland Security from his New York hotel suite reportedly showed baby oil, lubricant, 2 bags that tested positive for ketamine, and a mix of ketamine and MDMA, and $9,000 in cash. Kerry Morgan, a former friend of Cassie, testified to witnessing Combs physically abuse Ventura and also alleged Combs attacked her personally in 2018, leading to her signing an NDA for $30,000. Danity Kane member Dawn Richard also testified, alleging she saw Combs try to hit Cassie over the head with a skillet full of eggs in 2009 because he was angry about his food. The trial has seen its share of courtroom drama as well. The defense's request for a mistrial was swiftly denied by Judge Aaron Subramanian after an arson investigator's testimony about destroyed fingerprints related to KidCudi's car fire. The judge also called for a recess during Cassie Ventura's cross-examination when the defense began showing explicit emails and text messages, some of which were deemed to violate federal evidence rules. As one day of court adjourned, Combs reportedly said aloud, "I love you all," and asked for a message to be passed to his son, Justin. The federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs continues, and the world is watching. Stay tuned to the Gilded Globe for ongoing coverage and updates on this complex and disturbing case. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.